Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we'll be reviewing the new LibTech Legitimizer. This board features LibTech's early rise camber, rocker in the tips, camber underfoot. Basically, it's cam rocker. So you're gonna get all that load, pop, snap, and drive of traditional camber underfoot, but you got that rocker in the nose of the tail, which is gonna give you ease of entry in and out of turns, as well as a more optimal sweet spot for presses and butters. This board is available in 147, 151, 154, 157, 153 wide, 156 wide. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a sunny bluebird day with zero wind, average temps. You had perfect corduroy, scraped off corduroy, chopped chunder, and a little bit of ice, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. This is a slightly stiffer board, so it's past middle of the road, but it's still in that freestyle flex. You have a little bit more give in the nose and the tail of this board, and that's slightly accentuated by that rocker, and then it just stays consistently the same flex through the middle. Overall, it's kind of a consistent flex. The torsional give is very minimal. It's actually very rigid. So when you try to ankle steer it, it just rebounds right back into it. Now, when it comes to stability, this is a very lively board. You're gonna feel everything with it. You ride over a little bit of crust, boom, it just resonates right back up underfoot. You get up to speed, you're getting chatter in the tips, that's resonating back underfoot. You're going to feel it. The one nice thing is the stiffness does let you plow through chop and chunder. It's just, you're gonna feel everything underfoot. You have to aggressively load up the camber section of this board, roll back on the tail and flex that rocker. And when you do, it doesn't spring you. There's a slight delay to it. It doesn't initiate as quickly. So you have to be a little bit more calculated with how you get this to pop. And when you do, you're gonna get up in the air. Is it the snappiest thing out there? No, the pop is solid though for what it is. When it comes to jumps, small, medium, large, you don't have to worry about it. It's gonna be able to handle them all. With that slight delay in the rocker, you have to be a little bit more calculated with how you come off the lip to get good pop with it. And you do have a longer camber section with a smaller rocker compared to other boards that have cam rocker on the market. So with that being said, it adds to the calculatedness you need with this board to get it to engage. It takes more effort to get that pop out of it. It's gonna be fine, it's gonna set down just fine, it's gonna feel at home on a jump. You're just gonna be doing a little bit more work. All right, so why don't you click like because you like my snarky commentary on this board. Why don't you subscribe, click that bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any video we've got coming out for you. We know that I said that this is a stiffer than middle of the road board, but you'd think with that rocker in the nose and the tail, it'd have a little bit of a bigger sweet spot to press into. It'd be easy to engage it. Nope, not gonna happen. You end up leveraging your weight way out on the nose or the tail to right about where the start of the up kick is to get it to engage. Then you have to leverage it further to fully get it to press. This board takes more effort than I wanted to admit to get it to butter. Like on paper, I should have loved this thing for what it was. And I was like, no, after riding, I was like, no. And it just takes so much effort to get it to butter. And that carries over to how this thing jibs. Little speed and a lot of pressure is gonna get you that nose press or that tail press. And even then, it's gonna fight you the whole way. And when you hit the end of the feature, you're gonna get snap out of it. When you go sideways, there's a little bit of give, but by and large, you're doing a balance board act on this thing. It's kind of shifting from your back foot to your front foot. You're teeter-tottering as you're sliding sideways, so be aware of that. This board locks in hard to a carve and you feel that magnet traction really grip. The problem with it is there's a delay when you go to engage a turn. It just doesn't have that nimbleness or that quick edge-to-edge power transmission. It's slow, it's delayed, and then it locks in and it just grips and you feel it and you're like, wow. This board does not excel at short and tight quick carves, medium and mellow carves, or deep and hard carves. It's just sort of there. You're like, oh, okay, I'm doing it. It's not the best. I'm surviving. And that's where it is. Like, it's kind of lacking in the carving department, in my opinion. Rider in mind. So who is this board for? It's for someone that buys into the marketing for it, that this is a combination of the box knife and the box scratcher. It's not. It is horribly, horribly not. Want to support us further? Swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. Well, it's a snowboard. It's not a combination of the box scratcher or the box knife. Those were two actual fun boards. By and large, this is probably the worst board I've ridden so far this year as of filming this review, and I've done over 50 reviews so far between TC and I. This is literally one of the least fun park boards I've been on in recent years. It's horrible. I absolutely hated this thing. It was just that bad. Doesn't really excel at anything, and what the marketing says to what this actually rode like, I'm almost convinced that they put the wrong core in this board. The camber profile's right, the side cut's right, but it's such a letdown, because I really did like the box knife, and the box scratcher was fun for what it was. Combining the two should make sense, and it being cam rocker, it should make sense that, hey, this is gonna be just a fun, easy to press twin board. It's not. I'd rather ride that all goddamn day than this. Comparable boards. The Ride Benchwarmer, the Yes Standard Uninc, the Rome Agent Pro. Binding recommendations: the Bent Metal Transfer, the Ride C8, the Union Force. This has been my review of the LibTech Legitimizer. Clearly I didn't like it, so why don't you go watch a review of something I did or TC did. You know we've got a big library of programming for you to check out when it comes to board reviews.